Hello.
Next stop, nowhere.
Just a little stucky, don't worry.
It's fine, we'll call the fire department and they get the butter. Again. Hi,
Speaking
everybody.
of the fire department, there's fire department blobs in this level in Breeze Harbor.
Well, that's because I called them. So,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Breeze Harbor.
We were in Zephyr last time. It was the homeworld for the birds in that war that they were fighting, and now it's the homeworld of the no, it's the opposite. There was a homeworld of the caterpillar of the blobs, and now it's a homeworld of the birds.
Just to show there's no, oh, you sassy Koopa.
But to be honest, I think I said this in the original LP also, but like they were fighting with bombs in the previous level, and they're just squirting water in this level. So I think the birds are on the wrong side here.
Yeah, I think at least the bird response is a little out of proportion. The blobs just want to have fun.
They're just mean.
They're a little spiteful, but they're not cruel.
Yeah. And in the original, we could do a double jump right onto this ship, and then, well, we could probably do more. There's a fireman blobby,
Hey,
and just get to the end of the level that quickly that way.
bada bing. You're welcome, Squawk.
So we want to try and recreate that.
Can it be?
It can be. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna.
How many hours do we have to leave the computer on?
Well, the 90-minute thing does help here, and there is this kind of console injector that speeds up the game to make it easier. So like I've been using that for this video, so I didn't wait 90 minutes, but like 1 minute. So okay, so there's a small patch of polygon that we could stand on to get up here and onto the tracks, and then we can do a perfect hover to get up here. And there's a bunch of invisible walls here that we can walk on, and then we can do a nice glide here. Be careful, there's more invisible walls here. Then we can get to the top of the ship. And now we can do it even better than the original. We can do it without flaming the bonfires on the ship, and skip that and get right to the end.
Look at the sloppy work on Boundo. He really just left polygons all over the place.
That's the speedrun strategy.
Step 1, just cook your processor for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think 90 minutes is required for this thing, but
Okay.
It helps. Everything helps, of
Yeah,
course,
just
to
gives
make
you
the
a
jumps easier.
little margin of error.
And now we can just enjoy the level. There's a moon, there's Saturn.
We successfully didn't really contribute to the war effort, so,
Yeah.
I mean, good work, Pacifist Spyro.
Spyro wins by doing absolutely nothing. Or everything, depends on your perspective, I suppose.
Yeah. He works on a larger scale. He has no time for your petty disputes, bird blobs. But, we still gotta light some fires, I guess.
Yeah, well, we can do it. We can show it off how to do it and how it looks like in HD. But these smaller fellas, they put out the flames with their water, so you gotta take care of them first.
You gotta boil them alive in their own bucket.
Yes. Well, they're in metal buckets, and I guess that's why they're impervious.
Makes sense.
Flame. Yeah.
Metal buckets are very strong. I've played Divinity Original Sin. They're the best helmet.
Ooh. And that's how you not really get there.
Yeah. You're welcome, bird.
So now we're gonna do the level backwards. You know, we've been doing that a lot, so like, why not? Let's try to do it.
Of all the
Oh,
levels, I think this
invisible
one
water.
might have one of the biggest upgrades of the aesthetic from the previous.
Ah, yeah, I think so.
Because that ship looked pretty rough back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's very nice today.
The enemies have some interactables. It's nice, it's cute.
Little splooshy sploosh. He's just having fun. Little bucket baby. Don't drink your own. Don't do that.
Don't worry, it's just water, right?
It comes out.
It's coming from his back, I suppose.
Okay. It comes from his flood. I get it.
Ah, ooh. Yeah.
Oh.
Our father is a nice clam. Sorry, but we needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the catapult is fun.
There's a mechanic they should have made more use of, because getting launched is a good time.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too much because it's pretty finicky, to be honest. As I'll show off a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
It's like oh, hello, it's finicky. Speaking of finicky, we're doing the level backwards, so the level doesn't load all the enemies in properly. It's so yeah, only when you get like directly on them, they pop in.
It's the jump scare version of this level.
Yeah. Yeah, like we saw in Hurricanes too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, those boats, you activate them on the other side, and now they're not active, so they're not going.
Awkward.
That's kind of a problem. But first, let's take care of these guys. We don't have the side quest yet, but this is a side quest to take care of those. Well, what are they called in Kirby?
Oh.
Gordies?
I think
right.
so.
I think it's Gordies, yeah. Yeah, basically Gordies.
I want to know though, like, it's lava. Who are these mines defending against? Magmen?
I suppose against the blobs, but
I can guess. Maybe there's lava blobs we just don't see. They're part of the expanded universe. Boat.
Yeah, boat's not going, and that's a pretty large gap. So we're in trouble. We're gonna make an attempt though. Attempt to wall glide a little bit.
Wall run technique.
Yeah, and we do land somewhere, but we can't really jump back up, and then, well, it's too difficult. So let's get on that finicky catapult. Sure.
We got a little more height now. Maybe super glide.
Yeah, I tried gliding all the way to the end. It's not in the video, but like there's just an invisible wall between the tracks, so you can't pass through. So we kind of just have to go back to the beginning.
All right, Beaky, can't reverse your level.
First they put out the fires in our boilers, and now they've shut down our ship.
Your ship seems fine, buddy. Maybe you should take a peek behind you.
Yeah, go take a peek.
Sure you can make your way to the ship. The steam from the boilers will activate our highly advanced machinery.
Yes. It's highly advanced. Steam technology.
Birds are not. I mean, they don't have hands, so it's hard. It's hard for them.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I can't be too angry.
Yeah. Especially to, like, get raised up on steam that doesn't kill you somehow. You don't just get, like, fricasseed Spyro.
Yeah. And there's another way to get to the end of the level easily. That's by doing a wall glide and then hovering up there.
Oh.
But I couldn't get that to work, and like it's 90 minutes is required there, and even with the 90 minutes, it didn't really work well for me. Yeah. I guess like and then I took the other method that's a little bit more, I guess, slower, but still looks cool. So I was fine with it.
That's some GDQ safety strats.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the console safe approach, because on console you can't do the wall glide, so it's like, you know, different approaches.
There had to be a way.
Yeah. Well, we got 6 of them.
If you can't pull it off after practice, that's pretty intense.
Well, I'm no professional, but I do try.
Sorry if it still has clam juice on it.
You didn't really promise me anything. Who are you? Where am I?
Why does that have clam juice on it?
Yeah, so like because we got the 4 last Gordies at the end of the level, we never got to talk to this guy beforehand. But this is what he says the first time you're supposed to talk to him.
Oh, it was that. Thank you for filling that continuity gap. Now I know why clam juice.
Very important, I'm sure.
Gonna keep me up all night. Why clam?
Well, he seems fine.
Clam vengeance.
Yeah, we get teleported further into the level, which is kind of fun. Oh, and then again the enemies teleport in.
I didn't know I was supposed to exist yet.
Yeah, they were late. It's like the Truman Show thing. Like suddenly Spyro went where he's not supposed to go. Truman went where he's not supposed to go, and like, oh, we have to scramble and get in place. So Spyro doesn't know it's a simulation.
Get your bucket.
Oh god, now it's a scary thought. Like Spyro, yes, you are in a game. You are in a simulation. I'm sorry.
Spyro is living the Matrix as we speak. I don't know. It's not so bad. It's colorful.
Yeah, it's not so bad. But the levels this level is actually really compact. It's really short. Like we already saw pretty much everything except for one side quest. The most famous, the Trex 1.
It's pretty dense though. There's a fair amount in a relatively small footprint. So
yeah, and I like this level. It's compact, but it's like filled with a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, there's not a lot of empty space. So.
And,
it's perfect for a small footprint house.
Yeah. We can get on the tracks, but in the original we could actually collect these things, but it didn't do anything. It actually made things worse because then when you actually did the minigame, you couldn't finish it. So now I guess you just can't collect them.
Can't.
I suppose that's
better. You're sabotaging yourself.
Yeah, at least you can't sabotage yourself. So, but you can't interact pretty much with any of the things on the track. As Spyro was not meant to run on these tracks. He was meant to go on a minecart kind of thing.
Ah.
And because of that, we can kind of go around the level and see a little bit out of bounds stuff.
They never planned for Spyro to be here.
Yes, but we can't get too far. Like pretty much most, like all the places I could find were just death pits. Ooh, that was fun.
Ooh. We saw up the molten Gordy skirt. Ooh.
Yes, we could see under the lava what they're doing there.
Just let us cart.
Go on, go kart. Go kart, go.
We're ready for Spyro kart.
Nope. Oh, now we can go. In there.
Trouble with the trolley.
Perfect.
Eh?
Yeah.
Trouble with the trolley,
Had a little
eh?
trouble.
Eh? Eh?
Well, use the left
This is the famous line that people heard over and over when they failed this very frustrating minigame. And it's still pretty much the same. I guess it's a little better, but it's still frustrating.
At least you can tell that Fisher's suffering too, as he sounds like he's been smoking a pack a day since initial release.
And I guess he's Canadian too, or something. Yeah, he likes his A's.
Or Minnesotan. You know what? I'm gonna lean into it. Minnesota would do that too.
Yeah. You. There's no Canadian A and Minnesotan A is all just a thing.
If you get into northern Minnesota, the line between Canada and Minnesota becomes non-existent.
Yeah. Okay.
The gears I need to repair it are scattered
You
all over
betcha.
the tracks. Can you hop on that trolley up
Do we have to, Fisher? Could we?
Yeah, fortunately we do have to, and yep.
That's the trolley.
The problem with this is that like moving left and right is really and shooting the right things will be really annoying. Like this part is still fine. It can look like this in the original.
It does seem the way it moves is pretty weird and jarring.
Yeah, it's really finicky. Because like the left and right thing is annoying, and then it doesn't really explain what you need to do with the crates. Like the crates you have to jump, and the TNT barrels you have to shoot.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, you want the TNT barrels because the jumping, it's really hard to gauge. Like you don't have really control over it.
Yeah.
But we also have to be really close to the barrels to shoot it, which can be counterintuitive. And also those signs, they're really hard to shoot because you have to be on the right, like left or right, and it's really hard to know where you're at. Like it's just plain annoying.
I can tell there's a lot of people when they're like 10 years old who are shuddering right now.
Yeah, for sure.
The memories they can't let go.
Like I jumped at.
Trouble with the
Yeah.
trolley, eh? Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Oh no.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Oh no.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Spyro.
The memories.
The trauma
The
all
bloody
came
memories.
flooding back.
Well,
It's okay.
It's okay. We just, yeah, we gotta do it again.
Modern Jeff has the power of persistence, like baby Jeff did not.
And the power of editing helps too.
Also editing.
now I can start.
Also, he controls time and space.
Here, I don't have room in my toolbox for this thing anymore.
You're welcome.
We had some trouble, but it's all good.
As long as there's an orb at the end, Spyro will put up with anything. Ah! Goodbye forever, Canada Goose.
Yeah, and they didn't repeat this minecart thing any other time in the series. Well, in Spyro 5 we saw a minecart thing, actually. So, but in the original trilogy at least.
Yeah.
They had the. It's just this unique thing.
It took some time for them to forget the lessons they learned here.
Yeah.
The scars they earned.
Well, it was different developers, so you know. We're just missing a few more gems, and then we're gonna show off another important thing in this level. Is that like right here? Is that in the original this was the place where people discovered swimming in the air, like the thing, because all you had to do. Remember swimming in the air?
Oh, this brings me back.
It's just a super easy
Let's just
charge.
swim to Saturn.
And it's so easy. All you have to do is charge into that little cranny there, and you're swimming.
And then the world is your oyster. And
And
then
then we went to a black hole.
What the fuck?
We're now in the past.
I think Spyro just collected a humanity.
So let's try that again, because it was super easy in the original, right? And then it's like this is like what all the casual players discovered swimming in the air in this level, because it's right. So that was close,
Oh,
but like
you can
it's
see just the hint of it.
the hint of it, right? But it doesn't really work. So let's try here. Oh, that was even closer. Can we do it?
Is it possible?
Oh,
The forbidden ancient art?
we're swimming in the air, right? This is technically
Yes.
correct, right? But
Swimming and
But as soon as you move, you can get into this state, but as soon as you move, you drop out of it. Because, like, again, like, we're not talking about, like, the layers. We're talking about swimming designated zones. So because of that, swimming in the air is really not possible in the Reignited trilogy. But you can get there. You can get so close. You can taste it.
technically swim in the air. You just
Right.
can't go anywhere.
Right. This is correct.
Just enough to like drive you nutty with the possibility.
You're right. So, like, I can do it on the technicality. I'm sorry if it's disappointing to you, but like, yeah, swimming in the air is just.
Obviously, this video needs a title like Spyro 2 Flying in Water?
Clickbait, yeah, that's what we need.
Just the thing. No, Bert, you can't use a dude to shoot a dude.
And they're firemen, they're like heroes too. Let's be honest,
Like the
fire
least offensive
safety.
civil servant. Wow.
Yeah, the birds. I think the birds are not the correct moral compass in this war.
No, they're just attacking civilians, man. We shouldn't have helped them.
Look at that
Oh well.
smiley face in the Breeze Harbor thing. Cute. All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.